Since 1919, the invention of the first practical electric hair clipper, Wahl Clipper Corporation has been the leader in the professional and home grooming category. We're proud to carry forward the tradition of innovation and superior customer service created by Leo J. Wahl. Headquartering in Sterling, Illinois, we are proud of our heritage of excellence as well as our remarkable list of groundbreaking innovations for the present and future. Hi, I'm Roderick Samuels, main stage educator for Wahl Clipper Company. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here with me today. In today's video, I want to share with you how to create a burst fade using your Wahl Magic Clip, Wahl Detailer LI, and your Vanish Finisher. You will learn why I choose these tools for this haircut in addition to my favorite pro tips on achieving the perfect end result. Let's jump right in. All right, here we have the Wahl Gold Magic Clip. Love, love, love this tool. Very ergonomic. As you guys can see, I can fit my fingers right there in the back. I love this little thumb placement right here. So when you're making that C scooping motion, it really is nice and comfortable. The other thing I like is the lever, is being able to adjust that lever. So when you're going in between your panels, when you're blending and fading, it makes it really easy. The last thing, listen, it's lightweight, very lightweight. You can cut wet and dry hair with this. So this is one of my favorite tools. Can't wait for you guys to try it out. Next here, we have the Detailer LI in gold. When you want to get nice, clean lines, this 5-star T-blade is amazing. The other thing that I really love about this is the round shape of the housing. It makes it really easy to kind of manipulate through when you're going around ears, you're trimming or shaping beards or mustaches. You can actually use your thumb to kind of manipulate it, and it makes it really easy for that. You're going to love this tool. Here is the Wahl Vanish Finisher. Now, for a lot of you all who may be up in the air on whether or not you can use this or not, you can. All right, this is a finisher. When you need to get clean lines, when you need to trim up mustaches and beards, this is going to be the perfect tool for you. We've heard a lot of feedback about whether or not cosmetologists can actually use this because it has shave in the word. Listen, whether you be in California, New Mexico, wherever, this is a finisher. This is a finisher. This is not a straight blade. You can use this in your state. Make sure that you're using it for necklines, for trimming, for edging, lining, a number of different things. And we're going to go over those things with you today. So listen, don't fret. I promise, I got you. All right, everybody. What we're going to do today, we're going to do a burst fade. We got this really nice curly hair mannequin here, but the first thing we need to do, we got to take a little bit of this off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Wahl Magic Clip. I'm going to put 4 fingers across the back right here, like such, and I want to make sure that my thumb is in between my middle finger and my ring finger for stability. I want to also make sure that the blade is in the closed position so I can get the cleanest, most nice detailed cut. Are you ready? Here we go. I'm going to turn it off and I'm going to start right here in the center guide. So with the blade on the toe, I'm just going to debulk. And you guys can tell with this technology and also with the power of this particular clipper, it is making light work of this texture. So I'm working from the center all the way around, just taking some of this length off because we need some area to work. And again, powerful tool. Really excited to see you all get a hand on this. As we're debulking. Now, if you all notice, when I got over to this side, I stopped. One of the rule of thumbs that I like to teach is never cut what you can't see. So many times you'll see people and they'll reach and they'll reach and they'll reach, and the next thing you know, they have a stay-at-home haircut. We don't want to give that to our customers. So again, I'm just removing some of the bulk here. Now, you guys saw that we had a really nice afro. What I did was I actually used this fan pick to elongate the natural curl pattern off of the skin to get it into its natural growth state. So if you notice, when I'm lifting this up, you'll see some hair flying, which is awesome. We're putting some hair on the floor today. That's part of education. But I elongated that natural curl pattern. Now, a lot of times when we get customers in with curlier textures of hair, we think that we're hurting them. We're not hurting them. We have to elongate that natural S pattern in curlier textures of hair to make sure that we're cutting it properly. So make sure that you have some type of pick or a wider tooth comb to go through these, to go through the curls to elongate it so you can get the best cut possible. I'm switching over to my right hand now, just debulking, starting right in the center again. Now, when we're talking about a burst fade, we need to make sure that when we're putting our panels in, that they are creating that bursting effect. So I'm going to take my pick again, pick out this natural texture, and I'm right-handed, so I'm going to start on my weaker side, which is my left side. Anytime that you're cutting hair, especially trimming, lining, for right-handers, this is a natural motion. Coming across my body isn't. So I always want to make sure that I'm working on my weaker side first, just to ensure that this is nice and symmetrical, because again, when I work on this side, it's going to be easy. With my gold magic clip, I'm going to keep this in the closed position. I'm going to put my blade in the closed position. So don't forget, this is open, this is closed. I'm going to use the corner of this mannequin's eye to put in my first zone. With the blade closed, I want to keep everything really, really nice and flat along the skin. And I'm going to make that C scooping motion. I'm going to hold my clipper over the top of the ear to get over that. And then I'm going to work from the back and remove that bulk. Always make sure that you keep a comb or some type of implement in your hand to remove all that excess hair that we just cut. Now, this is why I really love cutting Afro textured hair. Because of the density, it's really, really nice and easy to sculpt. For those of us who would like to have that artistic vision when we're cutting our hair, it's really nice to sculpt. So that's our first panel, blade in the closed position with our Wahl magic clip. Use the corner of the blade to nicely carve out this zone or this section for our burst fade. Now, whatever I did on this side, I'm going to do it on the other side. All right. Now, the second thing we're going to do, we're going to put on our half guard in the closed position. Listen for the click. That's like your seatbelt, making sure that this doesn't come off, and then your customer doesn't get mad at you because now you got to cut their hair down. Don't do that, okay? Y'all with me? You here? Okay, perfect. Are you sure? All right, here we go. In the closed position, keeping my comb attachment, my guard, close to the skin, I'm just gonna go up probably about a ½ inch. And as you guys can see, when we talk about a burst fade, we're starting from a shorter length, and then the hair bursts. Nobody? Nothing? All right, it's fine. So again, following my guideline that I set in before, I'm just going to use the half guard to create my next panel and blend all of that in. What I did on this side, I'm also going to do on the other Nice and flat. Corner of the blade. Just really just kind of taking that hair off and creating that bursting effect. And again, this is the half guard in the closed position. All right, step one, no guard, blade in the closed position. Step two, blade close, half guard. Number three, one guard in the closed position. Listen for it. Click, that's our insurance. Going back to where I started before. In the closed position. Now, as I work up closer to the parietal ridge, and for those of you all who may not know, the parietal ridge is where the head actually starts to curve. You'll notice that I'm actually taking this blade and I'm rocking it out just a little bit more so I can create that really nice smooth transition and graduation. But I'm going to keep that blade nice and flat. And I'm working around the ear, still creating that bursting effect. Now, this tool is really great. As you guys can see, still not backing down. Power still really good. Even when I actually get into rougher patches of the hair, this particular clipper with this amazing motor does not back down on curlier textures of hair. So whether it be fading, freehand shaping, you name it, it's going to be really detrimental and great for these types of styles and cuts. Now, you can see I'm using the corner of the blade. I don't want to go into the head shape because I got a different plan for that. So sometimes when you're working in smaller spaces, you can actually use the corner of the blade to help to blend in those panels. All right, we're gonna go back to where we started again. Can everybody see? How are we looking so far? We looking pretty decent? Looking okay? All right, we'll check it out, try it out. We're gonna take off the one, and we're gonna finish up at least our bursting with the 1.5 still in the closed position. Did everybody hear for the click? Nobody told me to do this. Everybody hear the click? All right, here we go. Now, you guys can see we're building this shape up. We went from a shorter length into a longer length without any lines of demarcation. One of my mentors told me a long time ago that the easiest way to take a weight line out is to not put one in. So make sure that when you're actually utilizing these tools, we're not stamping in a hard line. I'm not saying that that's wrong, but if we're talking about efficiency and being quick, then I want to make sure that we're maximizing our time. So now's the fun part. What we're going to do is we're going to pick this out a little bit more, so make sure that we have everything still in its natural position. I need to give this some shape. It's a little all over the place right now. So I'm going to start here in the center. Now, I don't have the blade sitting or pushing the hair. It's sitting right on top of the hair to make sure I give it a real nice, smooth finish. And as you all can see as well, I'm taking a lot of this bulk off of the back. Keep everything nice and even. I love watching how this haircut is all coming together. Look at how we've shaped that really, really nice. So what we didn't shape versus what we did. Now, for educational purposes, I'm going to switch over to my left hand just so you guys can see exactly where I place that blade and how it smooths out that hair. I'm going to turn this back this way. Right here in the front, I got to take some of this hair off right here. So I'm just going to start and I'm going to freehand shape. I'm literally going to lay this blade flat against the forehead and follow the curve of the head. So now that overhang that we saw earlier, we don't have to worry about that. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Lay the blade flat on the head, and I'm just going to follow the round of the head to give it some nice shape. Using the corner of the blade, just take off some of those little loose ends. And we have basically the foundation of our burst fade in, but the next two tools that we use really going to give it that nice smooth detail into this style. So now with our gold LI detailer, what we're going to do is we're going to take our comb and we're going to comb out that front area. When you're edging and lining, make sure that your still blade and your moving blade are in alignment with your index finger. My index finger is going to act as a stabilizer. And I'm going to start right here in the front and I'm going to tap lightly. Comb that hair down. Start here in the center. Did anybody hear that? This trimmer is moving. Tap very lightly. And basically what I'm doing is I'm just continually overlapping from where I started my cut here in the center, go over that hair, go over that hair, go over that hair. Now, one of the challenges that I see a lot of people having is when they're actually edging and lining the hair, instead of keeping the blade nice and flat, they roll their wrists. Swivel your wrist, never roll it. If I roll it, that's going to make a frown. You don't want your customers to frown. You want them to be straight. You want them to look straight. Here, we got to keep our blade straight. Tap lightly. Okay? Points of the face. I'm going to roll my wrist just a little bit to create that nice, clean detail and line. Use the corner of the blade to give it some nice, clean detail. On the back section, or come into the back section, corner the blade, clean all that up really, really nicely. Start from the bottom, edging and lining, working our way up to the top of the ear. And I'm going to repeat this on the other side as well. Using my finger as a stabilizer, my index finger, I'm just going to tap nice and lightly. with this T blade, it makes getting into real tight little corners really nice and easy. But also, with the power of this lithium-ion battery, you don't ever have to worry about getting through even the curliest of textures of hair. And by the way, just so you know, this particular trimmer has a clipper motor inside of it. What? You talk about power. We're going to get it moving. We're going to keep it moving. Y'all hear that? Clipper motor in a trimmer. Wahl goes crazy. I love it. Right here at the corner, over direct. Detailing. Using the corner of the blade to put those two lines together. Again, right here, what they call the C cup. I'm going to use the tip of the blade to trim it up really nicely here. Corner of the blade again, coming around that ear shape, nape of the neck, clean that up. And then I'm going to come back around and make sure this is nice and clean all the way through. For the finale, coming to the end of the show, here is where the detail really makes this cut. We're going to clean up right over here near the temple area, but I'm going to show you a trick. I'm going to use this bottom foil to get really nice and clean. But I'm going to reverse it and come downward to blend those two panels together so there's no line of demarcation. I'm going to do that around the neckline. And also around where my burst fade is. Notice how that creates just a nice clean transition in between the panels that we first put in. Now, what I did on that side, I'm going to do again on this side. Keeping it nice and flat, still making that C motion. I'm going to reverse it here and cut downward. And it's going to blend in those panels. Use it for shaping up around the ear, the neck itself. And I just love that sound, by the way. Love that sound. Okay, we're about to take it to another level now. You can see that there's little errant hairs here on the top. I'm going to take it and smooth out those errant hairs to give us a nice, smooth, clean finish. Get a little bit closer. Going around where I put the blend in and back to the center again. All right, so the last thing I want to do is we went through the entire cut. You guys got to see a little bit about what each amazing Wahl tool does. But here in the back section, let's give it a little pizzazz. So I want to start here in the center. And I want to shape just a little outline here. It's a little V. And look at how it's going right through that hair. Amazing. And lastly, I just want to put one little line right here in the top. So I'm going to start here in the center. Use the corner of the blade and tap very lightly. Remove the excess hair. And I'm just going to follow that line until it gets nice and detailed. All right, everybody, here you have the finished burst fade. Thank you all so much for hanging out and joining me. I hope you had a great time. Please make sure to practice. That's going to be so important. You can get all this great education, but make sure that you're practicing these techniques using the proper tools to do these haircuts as well. For more information, please make sure you join us on our free online education platform to elevate your skills with our cutting-edge educational hub designed exclusively for barbers and hairstylists. Register now at educate.wahlglobal.com. You can also find us on Instagram at WahlPro to stay in the know, and if you want to follow me, you can find me at Teaching Barbers is My Jam on Instagram. Thank you, and be sure to check out our other Wahl videos in this playlist.